body of water knowledge makes a big difference.
I was just going to say that, Sean. You've got to know the body of water and know, where these fish might be hanging. I mean, you've got to break it down because the fish in different times of the year are in different places. They do different things. And if you know this going in to the tournament, you know exactly, you have a very good idea where these fish are going to be staged up at, and you're going to head to that area, and the probability of catching a fish in that area is going to be good.
Right.
Versus just going out there and blindly throwing a bait somewhere
and
where
trying to look at your fish finder to see if you see
Right.
any fish, and then throw your line in.
And the fish finder, to be quite honest with you, and Sean can attest to that, is basically we're not looking for fish. We're looking for bottom contour. We're looking for different changes in the bottoming, because that is very key in bass fishing. Sean mentioned it earlier. You're looking for rock. You're looking for something with where the bottom where it's changed a little bit. There's humps. That's where these fish are going to be staging, and that's where these fish are going to be hanging out at.
Yeah, you're looking for changes in the bottom.
Right.
Okay, or changes in the weed structure. If you're fishing a set of lily pads, and as you're going down the lily pads, all of a sudden there's milfoil and lily pads and some cattails, and so you've got 3 different things mixed in together. That's a spot where you might find a fish.
Yeah.
And so so the state tournaments are all. We're never gonna have a state tournament around here, I don't think. We'll most likely keep going up to Wkbk, and so for the
Why is that?
schools,
Is it just because that's more of a central location for everyone to go to? Or?
It's a large body of water,
Yeah.
and you can put a lot of boats and be able to spread those anglers out.
Right.
We can do that on the river too. The problem with having a state tournament on the river is if we get a week of rain ahead of time, it makes the river relatively unfishable.
Sure. Right.
So those anglers that fish on the Wkbk on a regular basis certainly have an advantage versus the rest of the state that aren't fishing.
Well,
on
that's exactly. I was kind of thinking. I mean, I guess you'd call it a home lake advantage. Let's say, you guys, fish this area a lot, Spofford and Scatutucky and all those other lakes like that, where exactly where the river, where the cover is and everything
Right.
like that. But if you went, let's say, over to Alton and fished a
Right.
pond or a lake over there, you'd have to be, you'd be
Gotta do
at
your
a
homework.
disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's one thing that my wife never understands is pre-fishing. I try to explain to her the importance of going to the body of water ahead of time.
You've got the lawn to mow, remember?
Or a house to clean or
Oh,
laundry
right,
or whatever else she comes up with for my
Right.
chores. But yeah, I mean, if you go and spend time on the body of water leading up to the tournament, it's only to your advantage
Right.
to try to find out, in some areas of the lake, some parts of the body of water doesn't hold the larger fish that lake has in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to go and find where those fish are located.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
question is, how much does she like fresh fish?
She likes fresh fish.
Well, there you go.
Well, we try to talk her into that every once in a while.
Kyle, do you fish? Do you fish at all?
No, it's one of those things that I just never quite got into. Fished a few times here and there, but certainly enjoy hearing you guys talk more about it. It's something that I've considered getting more
Very relaxing.
sort of into. Yeah.
When you're not in a tournament, if you're not in a tournament situation, because when you're in a tournament, that's a whole different animal. I mean, you got to catch fish, but when you're going out for fun fishing is it's the most relaxing thing. You take in nature, and when you get up, and Sean he can attest to this, on the Connecticut River, we see eagles, right?
Yep.
The eagles are out there. It's a wonderful experience, especially when you got kids with you too. I mean, I remember taking my kids when they were 8, 9, 10 years old on the Connecticut River, and it was like the most awesome thing to them.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
that's one of the,
Oh, I was just going to say, that's the earlier point of a lot of these kids. They've never been on bass boats
Right,
or been
yeah.
on boats
It's a
in
great
that
experience.
situation.
well,
Great
and
experience.
the Connecticut River is an awesome example because you can go to Spofford Lake and you can see the whole lake pretty much from the beach.
Yeah.
Okay, but when you go on the river, traveling up and down the river, there's a whole host of things that you never get to see unless you go out there by boat.
Sure.
We've got the eagles, you got geese, you got turtles,
Herring.
you got heron, you got egrets. I mean, there's a whole
Yeah.
ecosystem that most people aren't exposed to unless they're out on the river experiencing it.
Excellent. That's cool. Now, we're just a few minutes left here, and but again, if people are interested, again, is a live well required for the boat because they need to keep the fish to bring them back? Is that?
Yeah, that's one of the things we really take super care of it because it's protecting the resource.
Right. And maybe you can just quickly explain what a live well is.
Well, a live well is basically a fish holding tank that's aerated that you can keep putting fresh water into to hold the fish for the day. Like we have a tournament tomorrow on the Connecticut River. I'll probably also bring some blocks of ice to keep in there to keep the water at a certain temperature. I use some live well additive that helps keep the slime on the fish so that protects them so that when you release them back into the river, they're not all dinged up.
Right. Well, excellent. Well, unfortunately, I wish we had some more time, Sean, but we got to take a break. And again, is there a website or a phone number or email that somebody can get a hold of you? Or
they can reach me one of 2 or 3 ways. They can give me a call on my cell phone, 603-398-3075.
Okay.
They can also reach me at the high school, 352-0640, extension 3328 for another 2 days
right.
until school gets out. And they can also email me at sgraves@sau29.org.
All right, very good. Well, Sean and Kevin, thank you so much for coming
Thanks
in.
for having us.
And talking about bass fishing. That's always cool. We're going to take a break right now with Kyle and myself here on AM 1290 and FM 107.5 and WKBKRadio.com. This program brought to you by Elm City Bagels on West Street in Keene, right across from the Colony Mill Marketplace. You can call us, comments and questions, 357-1290, or email us at gpre